Are recruiting acronyms driving you crazy? Are there too many? Yes, I think there are. So check out this video right now and I'll give you my cheat sheet. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Mooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. If you have not seen this channel before, it's about upping your game in the recruiting industry. Yay! So, Tahoe in the background, although it's windy right now, kind of annoying. But welcome to another great, episode as to up your game in the recruiting world. And hopefully this one is a really great cheat sheet for you, where I'm going to do a little share screen so you can fully see and check out what's going on. But I have found that as I dig deeper into the talent acquisition world, there's a lot of acronyms and I feel like I'm Googling things all the time. So I want to sound a lot more intelligent in this space and not have to take a moment to be like, what does that mean? So I did a great cheat sheet for you guys to check out and hopefully you enjoy. So I will see you on the share screen. Okay, so welcome to Talent Acquisition and Recruiting Acronyms. If you have been in the industry, some of this might be pretty self-explanatory and you might have seen it a lot, while others that are newer, this is going to be mind-blowing, so hopefully you get a little bit of both. All right, so right off the bat, something that's used definitely the most often is going to be JD, which is job description. Another one that you'll see probably more internal than external is going to be rec, and that's requisition, or that's just straight up job opening. Something you'll see a lot as well would be like rec load, like what's your rec load? And what that means is just basically how many jobs are you trying to fill? That could be, you could have, let's say, I don't know, since I do recruiting, since I do tech recruiting, I would say how many full stack recs do I have? So that's essentially filling the same exact job description, same exact rec, but it could just be different levels of seniority. There's all sorts of things there, but rec load is definitely something that's used a ton. KPIs, if you are in any kind of sales capacity, I'm sure you know what this one is, but it is key performance indicator. And this is just basically what measures your own particular performance, and every single company will have something different. OKR is most likely not used with KPIs. One a company would probably prefer one or the other, but that's just objectives and key results. It's how you can set your goals and track what your outcomes are. IC is used a ton, especially in tech recruiting in particular, but that just means an individual contributor. So someone who does not lead or manage other people is typically what that is. You will see FTE for full-time employee, a little tricky because you're like, why can't you say full-time? But you'll also see perm for permanent, and that's more self-explanatory, I believe. With compensation, you will see comp way more than you see compensation. So that's one you have to know right off the bat. This next one threw me for a loop the other day. WLB, work-life balance, that has been shifted. And a lot of people are definitely asking for work-life balance. I think that's been a huge trend in, last at least 5 years, but they are now making this an acronym. So WLB. TA, all the time used, talent acquisition. So don't want to go on a tangent, but I will do another video on what's the difference between talent acquisition and recruiting, and why in the world are those two functions not married yet? Because they should be. So we're working on it. RC is definitely used a lot with recruiting coordinator. That is a position that we've seen very, very hot in the last couple of years that is needed in the talent acquisition team, for sure. Very powerful. Hiring manager is always going to be HM. Same with engineering manager is going to be EM. So I didn't add on here, and that's just basically because I don't do product roles, but PM would be product role, or product manager or project manager. So I just want to add that one in. This is another one I have not seen yet. It's LIR for LinkedIn Recruiter. I have not seen it, but I wanted to put it on there because someone mentioned it and I had to do it. OTE here for on target earnings. That's used often. And that's just what is that employee going to receive if they hit all their goals. Now, this a lot of times is used in sales. Anyone that's getting commission is going to be getting that. But you know, there are definitely a lot of companies that are moving towards bonuses. And so those target bonuses will be something that you should look for as far as OTE goes. CR, conversion rate. Not seen too terribly often, but I think it's going to be used more because a lot more companies are starting to look into their data analytics as far as how many resumes are converting to hiring manager screen, and then throughout that, how many are converting to on-site and then to offer and the hires. So, you might see it. CTA, call to action. That one's self-explanatory. This one for me is newer as well, CX, which is candidate experience. So I'm sure over the course of the last few years, candidate experience is something that is talked about, perhaps one of the most things talked about in the TA space. And now it's CX. So there you go. All right. So if you are in the software world, you are going to see SWE for software engineer. And I know that through COVID, everyone's been doing Zoom interviews, but normally they're face-to-face interviews. So F2F, which is also known as an on-site in my world. Another one is DOE, depends on experience. So when this is like, people ask, well, what's your comp range or what's your salary bands for this position? And honestly, a lot of people are just going to be like, DOE, depends on experience. Honestly, I also think that it depends on how well you interview, because that's a true, I think, tell. Unfortunately, because interviewing is a little bit scary, but we will not go on that tangent. But know that DOE depends on experience. Another biggie, especially in the TA world, is POC, is point of contact. Who is my point of contact for this role? Basically, who's your manager? Who's your go-to person? Ooh, RPO. This is now what my new firm, Talent Perch, does. It is recruitment process outsourcing. So essentially, we're an on-demand solution that helps people grow their recruitment process, builds pipelines, really any kind of aspect in the talent acquisition space is what we can handle. It's more strategic, in my opinion. Well, at least we are. ATS, I'm sure anyone that's in the recruiting space is using some kind of applicant tracking system that is huge. And that can, I put a bigger bulk of a paragraph here because ATS, depending on which one you have, can really handle a lot of problems in the TA world for you. STEM. So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. And this is the world that I live in. So definitely know when you see STEM, that is what that means. SaaS, software as a service. So this is normally assessed by users via a web browser, essentially hosted software licensing that delivers, licensed software and subscription basis. So that you've probably used software as a service before. And RaaS, RaaS, this is new. And actually my company is recruiting as a service. So new term as far as I'm concerned, and I love it because that's exactly what we do. So Bang, which I believe should have a lot more companies under here, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. Those are just those monster tech companies that tend to pay way over market, have giant comp bands, and take a lot of our people. So stop offering such big comp, please. Diversity terms, I wanted to add that here as well because these are definitely used. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. URM, underrepresented minority. URG, underrepresented group. ERG, employee research group. BIPOC, LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer. So this is something that I won't dig into definitely on this video, but diversity and inclusion should always be on top of mind, especially as a recruiter, and making sure, there's lots of studies on ROI on this, which, by the way, return on investment, I believe that should probably be in here. It's probably in here. But it's just such a necessity when you are recruiting and keeping that top of mind. So this is all business terms right here. Oh, look at, there is ROI. See, return on investment. Perfect. SLA is a service level agreement. MSA and SOW are somewhat similar. There's a master service agreement and there's also a statement of work. So I'll let you let you dig into that a little bit more. And ROI, went over that. TMS, Talent Management System. So this is an integrated software suite that addresses the 4 pillars of talent management: recruitment, performance management, learning, development, and compensation management. Not everybody has this, but it's a really excellent tool. So you might see that a lot. In my world, I see LMS, which is a learning management system. That's something that our training platform will be on or is on. And then EVP, employee value proposition, the combined rewards and benefits that an employee will receive in return for satisfactory performance. You'll see it more of like employee value prop, that they even like kind of shorten that. And again, that's just bonus. That's just a fancy way to say it, in my opinion. And then last but not least is a KSA, the knowledge, skill, and abilities required to perform the job well. So this is definitely used a little bit, down the line. So you might not see it depending on what kind of role you play in the TA space, but want to make sure you know exactly what that is, because you might hear a hiring manager talk about it in a meeting. So I hope that this super helped. I know it was a lot to digest, but you can, pause, read a little bit more, and hopefully it helps. And don't forget, share some more below. Okay, so I hope that this helped a lot. If I were you, would save this thing, write it down, keep it somewhere. But if I have learned anything at all about this industry, it is that you can just keep building your knowledge, and you will need this stuff as you go on and progress in your career. Now, the knowledge might change a bit because the industry does move very quickly, but I'm pretty sure that if I would have kept a list of stuff as I go, I would be in a lot better shape. So don't do what I do. Keep this list, add on it, build from it. And I would love actually if you put comments below as to some that I missed, because I'm sure I've missed tons of acronyms that I need to add to this list. I would love the help. Pay it forward, please. And I will see you every Thursday at noon. And do not forget that money is just the vessel that gets you to do all the amazing things you want to go do in life. So go do it. See you next week.